You get that international experience. The road is pretty damn clear for the team.
You set up to pop off. Gangplank, Silas. You got a Sona Tarek in the bottom lane. Top Esports once again run into Summoner's Rift with confidence, with precision. Looking to shut down BLG before they can even get started in this series. Yeah, normally, of course, blue side starts the chance. I don't know what BLG are thinking. We have priority in this arena, much like the top lane here as XX looking to start towards the red buff. I'll steal this one away. Level 1, so interesting. We finally get to see some in action.
Could simply be just a cheeky ward. I want to see what we're getting here from XX because he's largely alone. Maybe they go for a late invade. You can see where GP is lying here too. Just going to go back towards his blue buff. So they have an idea where Rek'Sai is starting. I think they even have a ward. I know we don't have anyone there. Thankfully, we finally see it. So yes, early ward on the red buff so they'd be able to see it. 369 may be able to stay in the tri-bush as well, just so he can get an easy poke on towards ADD.
He's waiting for him.
Take a look at it. In. Get burnt.
Here we go. Q's coming in. Hits him once. Doesn't even wait for ADD to get that trial by
fire. Come back here. Come back here.
It's actually a favorable trait for the Vladimir. Drops a ward. He's going to get the Crimson Rush. And let me just say, 369, that is regret.
So 369 should have literally waited until he got into the tri-bush so he can get his auto attack.
And he gets the movement speed as well.
But he just needed to be able to get the auto attack and Q, and he would have been happy. There's a lot underneath that passive. The burn damage is pretty nice, level 1, 2 for 369, but it didn't come through. A nice ward, too, to be able to catch XX finally getting to his buff. So that's good knowledge from BLG that he went buff to buff. Now you can start questioning if he's going to be going to his Krugs, if he stays towards the bottom side of the map. If that's the case, then Rek'Sai has an opportunity to go into a deep invade on blue. But take a look at this.
It's finally coming back. That Grasp of the Undying paying off dividends here against ADD. Has another Crimson Rush to heal himself back up, but we'll have to use this one on a minion, so not too well anymore.
Yeah, going buff to buff always just leaves so much experience on the field. Take a look at this.
That's an early flash burn by Knight. Good seismic shot from Kuro. Meteor makes his presence known in the mid lane. Now hovers towards the bottom lane where Scuttle's coming up in 20 seconds.
Didn't even need much of a setup, which is the most surprising thing about that. You'd expect it to be a flash on the rack side to be able to get him knocked up. Great stuff there, but of course, was dead on. Had to force Knight's flash, so you're right. Now it makes it easier for Meteor to come for a return gank.
Remember, that's Halo Blade's Rek'Sai as well, so in the early portions of this gank, you get destroyed just like that. Now no flash in the mid lane. Expect that return gank to come through with the Rek'Sai still hovering around the bottom lane.
But to my earlier point, the experience advantage is certainly there for BLG. The fact that Rek'Sai got a full clear top side on Krugs, went towards his blue side after that whole gank came through, while XX went buff to buff and wasn't able to get too much across, of course, because he's just trying to focus on himself. So I'm pretty happy with what BLG is able to accomplish in the first 3 minutes.
No vision to spot him out towards the bottom side for BLG, still in control. Meteor level 4, hovering towards the bottom lane. Through the tri-bush has not been spotted. LokeN and Ben both have summoners.
Yeah, maybe trying to wait until the Q comes through from Yuumi, but even then it seems like a stretch. So they're just going to get a full shove in. That's what makes it very difficult in dealing with a Sona and Tarek lane. There's a lot of circumstances that come in tow with that. The Klepto there from Sona, you should always go Klepto because you can get the potions in tow.
Yep.
So you get the potions from Klepto, you get the double heal from both LokeN and Ben in the situation. And remember, you don't even rank up your movement speed, your E on Sona until you're like level 5. So that you just get a lot more heal and damage underneath you. So it's just very, very difficult to deal with any bit of poke. And that's not even mentioning the Guardians there from Tarek as well. So much damage mitigation in there.
We're not going to see the area like we did in the SKT Griffin series. Jinjiao, however, walking into the bottom lane. Trying to poke out LokeN and Ben, but not enough. The sustain's still going to be there while we focus back towards the top side where the 2v2 begins.
Oh, they don't know that XX is here.
369 has the barrel. ADD goes low. Crimson Rush is there now for the 2v1 Meteor. Trying to balance it, but he can't. He's been caught out with his pants down, and 369 pulls them back up.
Great counter gank there. Just think of it. He was slowly pushing it in. Recognize that if nothing happens, if XX is sitting in that bush and if Rek'Sai goes towards, let's say, mid lane or farms up his own camps or something, then best case scenario, he protects the push, maybe looks for a dive and forces ADD off lane, tower because he was pretty damn low to start all of that off. So that was a pretty big risk from Meteor to look for that one when ADD was no business really being a part of a potential counter gank situation.
Think about how hard it is to track. No.
Okay.
I was about to say, 369 has gone away. So ADD teleporting to a ward. This time, not going to pay for it.
Great job. Okay. Once again, XX coming out of an MVP performance in Game 1 already comes into this game and has a massive impact on the top side of the map. 369 and XX already having another stellar performance in the game.
That's right, and the first kill this time went to 369, so even more so than what we saw in the first game. Elevated is the gangplank nice and early. Picks himself up Ruby Health Crystal, Sapphire Crystal there as well. And that's a nice start. Bit of extra stats on the GP.
Wonder if LokeN ends up expanding teleport to come back into the lane, because that's always the concern whenever you're dealing with Sona and Yuumi. You get pushed consistently in the laning phase, you get poked so consistently as well. A lot of the problems that you end up seeing is just that my mind is a little bit in the gutter. Did he just use teleport?
Sona did not, but Jinjiao did.
Jinjiao, within the lane, had a teleport expended. We'll get back to that point. Maybe it was just a visual bug. But, of course, my whole point was that he was shoving so consistently within the lane. He'll come back, of course, and always put you in a bad back situation.
We're going to go for the 1v2 once again. Meteor's caught out once more. Burns a flash down for the re-engage. Yuumi on top of him, but Meteor has to burn himself away, but the Void Rush picked up first before even the Rek'Sai can do it. Knight takes the blast code away, but Jinjiao jumps in, flashes over, survives somehow. For how long as the Dazzle comes through to get the 1-for-1? Weaver's wall in. We go for the full-on team fight engage. It's the LPL, baby. As Knight jumps on top of Meteor, they get the slow. Cannon Barrage comes down. 2 for 2, and blood across Summoner's Rift.
That was slick from Jinjiao.
Hell yeah.
Flashed on the right side of Jarvan to be able to get the back end of the boomerang blade. You love to be able to see that happen, but just the committal from both sides of the field, it's pretty intense. I want to be able to see how it all started off, because my mind was on towards Jinjiao in a summoner spell situation. But Top Esports wanted that fight.
Meteor getting caught out in the 1v2 is such a beneficial trade considering how this started for BLG.
Yeah, the teleport comes through, so Meteor finally gets a whiff that Knight's going to be there in the area. Meteor gets caught up on, so it really came down on two teams really going for it, because Top Esports rightfully believed they had the right movement to be able to take the fight. It's just the fact that Sona and Tark were put in a position where, you know, they had to really force a fight when they weren't able to really consistently help out Knight in this call. So at least they trade, for me, when both Sona and Tark were not in position to do so.
Meteor just took so long to die as well. Part of the perks of watching the Yuumi attach onto the Rek'Sai, picks up his passive along the way. But in that trade, kill to the mid, kill to the bottom lane of BLG, and Jinjiao already had that Executioner's calling, picked up a couple of long swords, right back in lane with an advantage, and they should be able to contest this or at least try and push him off, but XX is already whacking away at the steal of blue buff.
All right, just trading on both sides. I love the fact that Kuro is going to be able to get a blue for himself with this call. It's going to make it even harder for Knight. He ultimately is going to be the one that gets denied in all of this. And so we'll have to see XX be able to take as much as can. If he gets Infernal Dragon, that's just a win for them. That's right. But my major concern is ultimately going to be, you know, Kuro has a fantastic lane here, has flash as well, so just in case XX goes mid, he has the defensive ability on that one. Rek'Sai is going to be able to push the Sylas in this situation, and they can look for a bottom lane fight, so that's my concern.
Speaking Devil, final chapter comes through, and Ben has been left alone while LokeN goes and helps the Dragon, but Jinjiao just doesn't have the damage right now. XX is nearby, and Top Esports, they know lots down in the bottom side, but into the mid, they've caught Knight out, and XX is trying to come in on top of Meteor. We happen again. Cataclysm down. Void Rush is there. Meteor trades jungle for jungle, but Knight is the one who picks up his second kill.
You gotta love that from XX, because at the end of the day, he just stopped that mid lane push from even happening. Weird situation to be able to see. Of course, we didn't get to see the context of it. It was literally just them trying to be able to catch Knight, and he was able to get out of the flick from Talia. But being able to then turn it on Rek'Sai, where we just needed to be able to see them, even if they don't get the kill, end up trying to push Talia and the Sona and Tark out of the lane. Not able to do that gives a lot of time now for Top Esports.
Yep. They're going to enjoy the Sylas picking up his second kill as well. Now has a Weaver's wall, so can start matching Kuro if he wants to make the roams down or match some of the invades that have been coming through from BLG. At this point, Top have the gold lead and the Infernal with a double in the possible realm of what's going to be coming next.
Of course, Executioner's Calling is the pickup from Jinjiao. Really early on, too, so just because of all of the healing that we were referring to really early on, that the difficulty of being able to push them out of the lane is the fact that they're able to just consistently get the Targons proc and all of that. Sona and Tarek be able to top each other up. But if you're able to keep them down whenever possible, how much poke and how much trading that's happening within the lane makes it easier of a target. It's just kind of unfortunate to see Meteor really fall so frequently this game in rotation. So sad points for the team, but you're still seeing a struggle here from both Sonatar.
At least the Rek'Sai has Warriors and is somewhat keeping up with XX at this point, who, to be fair, has died a couple of times himself in those 1-for-1 bloody engages. He's trying to get back on the map with the CS, trying to clear out the jungle and move towards what seems to be another 2v2 mid brewing.
Ooh, this is going to be a good call here from
Cannon Barrage. ADD must have used the Sanguine Pool a little bit before. Doesn't have the Hema Plague. Wonder where that went because the parlay comes out. Sanguine Pool, hit him once, hit him twice. Hema Plague finally there. But ADD only just surviving thanks to good ult timing.
All right, there we go. Really close. But here's another call here.
XX makes his way to the bottom side. Remember, there's a Weaver's Wall for both mid laners, but they're not going to get there in time. Instead, XinMo surviving for just long enough, gets a Prowling Projectile and misses it through the goalpost. Top Esports get another one.
You can see Talia in the area, but just a quick call out from Top Esports to get the kills. So not a lot of vision there to be able to catch XX in movement, but he's getting a lot of great work done here to be able to get these kills across.
Things looking really good for Top Esports at the moment. Bottom side controlled, apart from that Rift Herald, but a lot of vision there early. And Knight, you could see, he was first there to the play. So at the moment, able to match Kuro, which was my biggest concern coming into this game.
Of course. I think a lot of the times, us being able to really judge XX in Knight, we haven't been able to see the full context of it, the wave management.
True.
Like, let's say when we saw that first time when Meteor and Kuro were hunting for Knight, a play was happening at the same time on the bottom side, so we didn't get to see how it all started.
Yeah.
We just know that Knight was able to dodge out and flick and buy for enough time for XX to join in. So that coordination is really necessary, and it's coming in clutch for Top Esports.
It's something we talk about with teams like FPX, but on a different note and a different style. But good to see here from Top Esports as they start up the Rift Herald, they make the rotation. There's a Rift Herald that is going to be challenged here. They flash on in, Cosmic Radiance down. Rift Herald eventually gets stolen away, but the kill comes through first. LokeN only just surviving, but not for very much longer. They do the Monster Bash with LokeN and lock him down. This for BLG is what they needed.
They blew up XX immediately. Like, off the map. That was hilarious to watch, and they're already moving towards 369.
Getting the Rift Herald, getting 369. BLG are taking everything from Top Esports. Looking to silence them. 369 is just walking away, but he asked for parlay until the book comes out. That's a flash away from 369. He survives, but this turret will not.
Yeah, 369 holding on to his flash at the final moment, man. It always gets me sweating. Sweating bullets. I would never do that. I don't trust myself.
He's a skilled individual, Razu. Now, he may have Trinity Force, but this top lane Vladimir is going to be able to go back and get the Proto Belt to match, the turret, gold to all four people here. Thank you kindly. BLG break this game back in.
So much happened in such a short amount of time. Just take a look at, of course, Jarvan in this instance, because he gets blown up immediately. Cosmic Radiance coming through, but just take a look at how much damage comes through the light. Literally 100 to 0 him. Yeah. So, of course, always comes down to that whole idea of that one pick potential as a target. As you take a look at the
Let's go live, because 369 with a Cannon Barrage, we've just found ourselves into a 1v1. He wants to flex on ADD. He says, you know you play Gangplank, I play it so much better. Let's go, shoot him. Sanguine Pool comes out the barrels as well. 369 is not giving up. Orange saves the day, but wow. Again, a close call for the top laner.
Here comes another fight, though. Always looking for an opportunity.
Definitely screams LPL. Kuro wants to find Knight. He's slowed down, but the stones can't reach him in time. BLG disengaged from the Dragon, and they're going to play this for another day.
A lot of these guys don't know what position's happening in the top lane. But if you are BLG in this situation, the way you're coming into the Dragon fight, it's going to be on Top Esports to reclaim position.
XX looking for a steal here over the Dragon. Knight steals away the ultimate from Rek'Sai, but the Dragon secured, and XX again just gets blown up. Teleport coming in over the side. It's 369, but he doesn't have a Cannon Barrage, so he wants to join with the barrels, but he's on the wrong side of Summoner's Rift Raz. They get a great crescendo. LokeN may have just saved his life. I say that, but Meteor follows him anyway. This is just going from bad to worse for Top.
Always comes down to the risks. They think that they're able to make a play happen. Of course, obviously, when the teleport comes through, they end up catching him, and there's no wave to save him when the teleport. So it's sad to see that one happening, and it seems like BLG are just coming right back at it.
They'll get another turret in the bottom lane where Top Esports have not broken their first turret of the game here. So for Jinjiao and XinMo, a bit of extra gold in their back pockets where they were already so far ahead in this lane.
You're going to see how quickly this game just turns on its head.
Yeah.
at one moment we sing the praises of top esports because they're able to protect the LokeN and LokeN and Ben lane pretty easily. And Knight and XX are playing very consistently, and then the Rift Hero play happens, and then the Dragon play happens. Side by side, you lose out in these fights, and that's what it really matters here, because Cosmic Radiance just doesn't exist in this situation.
Yep.
Another just 100-0 comes through. XX is not able to survive before the fight even begins, and this one was just, sad to see.
Oh, he landed the Prey Seeker. That'll do it for Meteor. Another point that if we can actually finally have a break in this game, which I'm not too sure about.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Just quickly say that for 369, 2 failed solo kills in the top lane, 2 cannon barrages that were used for his purpose, rather than some of these fights which could have made bigger impacts. So for top, GP at the moment, it's for himself, and BLG reaping the benefits of that big ult being down.
Of course, through all of that, we always forget about the fact that with how many plays end up going through, turret plating was in fact in order.
By a lot for BLG.
Huge. Well spread too from BLG. A lot of the times you would love to see it all focused on one side, but with how many times they were forced to group up for these plays and team fights, of course reaping the benefits as a team.
Yep. It's not going to count the first hour bonus as well. What?
Goodbye.
Kuro, let's go. All right, Weavers will send Jinjiao and XinMo away because Meteor's going to play the game. I have nothing to say about that. That is Talia damage with a 303. Luden's Echo. Kuro, mighty fine.
XX is not playing the game.
He's not playing the game.
XX literally is right now playing a gray screen simulator.
That's all he gets. He spends the majority of time in death mode. This is rough. BLG get the pick. Meteor, unspotted.
Here we go. Got to make play after play. That's how you play this one. So I think we'll have a nice reprieve here. And you get to moments where, I remember there is a, oh thank God, I thought he was going up for a gank. You get moments where it's like, I feel like XX is in the right position, looking for plays, but obviously doesn't have the right vision to be able to see the pick potential coming through. And at times around the major objectives, which is really a thorn in top sports side, they're not really able to be in position to just get on top of Kuro. They need to be using the Cosmic Radiance, preemptively at this point. Because obviously there's enough damage on BLG's side as long as the flick lands to nail down a key member of top esports before the fight even begins.
And this is going to happen for a while because if we're talking just XX into Kuro, how the, I guess 1v1 quote-unquote happens, XX is going for the GA. Not enough MR there to negate Kuro. And he's only getting stronger. 369 in the same boat as he's been caught out. Catbook again. Meteor picks up the kill this time, and BLG are not stopping. Kuro is starting to be the center of these plays.
Take a look at where XX is, because he wants to go for a responding play, but ADD already moving away from it. There's not a lot of responses now top esports can do. They're now put in such an impossible situation.
Trying to trade up turret to at least get their first one here.
Nice trade.
But the inner turret in the top lane, with the next wave coming in, this should be dropping. Mid's at a stable position because BLG have a Sivir, and you can't get past that.
You're able to get this one, and now all of your focus goes towards the inner mid lane tower, which is already low to begin with how BLG's been playing this one out. So top esports needs to be ready for this. Dragon's going to be the one that's most contested, and it's going to be a game about pushing for mid, positioning for Dragon. I think a lot of the cards right now are on BLG's table because they can focus on mid lane, but still be able to protect for a possible Dragon situation. So let's see what we end up getting for top esports.
Double TP here. Knights to negate the shove, but Jinjiao so that he can get that and set up for this Dragon in 25 seconds, as you were mentioning. There is vision control by top esports. That's why they want to play around the pick potential of ADD.
Remember, it's a triple Infernal in this game. It's going to turn into a double of BLG, for either team to get it. So it's just legitimately the most valuable thing right now on the map.
With the way the game's going, BLG seem to have all elements of control under their wing. Meteor walking into the rush with XinMo. The top esports are here first, waiting for that impounding fight.
This is what we're talking about. Get the shove in mid. Always focus on the outer mid lane turret with how low it is. Top esports are forced to send 2 people to be able to hold that wave. And if 2 people are holding that mid lane wave, then of course you're not going to be able to hold vision around Dragon. Yeah. So we'll have to see if top esports can do anything.
They have to start getting creative. What a predict from Knight! He jumps on top of Kuro, he flashes with a Hemo play, but Knight starts the play and ends it simultaneously. XX go golden in the middle of the Ignite as we see the fight on the other side. Cosmic Radiance hasn't been used just yet. They get the crescendo down. It finally comes through as the Catbook again sends out the final jab to Jinjiao. Locked on too as well. Top esports make the comeback a reality. XinMo dies too, and that was Knight at his peak.
He is ungodly. That is literally Galaxy Brain. If we're talking about what seemed like a hard, impossible situation to be able to deal with BLG's mid lane push, it was like, okay, I know one person's going to be making that rotation. Jinjiao ends up moving, gets caught without vision. Didn't see him.
That was blind.
So I want to see that on replay. I want to get the full view of that. Because those are the type of plays you see time and time again. You're forced to appreciate.
Off one pick, top and back in. It was
so
Kuro.
They see him moving into the bush. And that's all you really need. Actually, that was good enough vision. The problem wasn't so much about it being in Fog of War. It was just the fact that they had sight of the play. That they can get immediate kill on towards Talia before the fight even begins. So they now can pick up an Infernal Dragon, can re-push through mid. They get literally the world off of this.
Even though there was vision there, that was still sick. 5-1 on the Silas. 2 items. You know that Lich Bane's coming third. Knight is now fed. He was already ahead in CS over Kuro, and suddenly what this Talia was doing in the earlier portion of the game to XX doesn't matter anymore. Because you have a Silas who is just getting towards that level 16 point and is now such a big threat to BLG.
Of course, working towards his Lich Bane at this point. And right now, with double Infernal, Top Esports can take control of the top side. So pretty happy right now with what Top's got for themselves.
Yep.
And what I love even more so is the fact that 369 have been kind of talking about being able to pick up a lot of the trades up against ADD. Always so close to being able to pick up a solo kill there. But he's just doing well for himself. He's gone for a rather cheap build as well. If you remember the builds of old, the Yomu's Ghost Blade, this state, his ultimate's going to be doing quite a bit of damage in team fights, or at least being able to rip up the backside. So that's something I want to be able to see. There's another 1v1.
He's got an anti-Vladimir sword as well, Raz. So remember, there's Grievous Wounds starting to be applied. ADD's not going to heal too much here, but does enough with the Hema play because XX comes down to shadow him. ADD getting to the point himself, closer towards that second item.
Yeah, of course, Crimson Rush would have been able to make it, so ADD would have won that fight.
Yeah.
So just a smart call to be able to disengage. It's a lot of damage. You're right about, of course, be able to just deal with the healing that Vladimir had.
Yep.
GP would have been doing well if he had, of course, enough HP underneath him. Not going to be the case just yet. Maybe he gets a Sterix Gauge later on in the game.
Okay. Banshee's Valnon picked up for ADD on that note as well, so if that trade came through when that item was there, it could have been a very different story. But second item really across the board now. The one who's accelerated is Knight at this point, but Kuro, Morellonomic on there while they start sieging up the mid lane turret, and Top Esports, again, big pick off here from Bev, but they jump in, Cosmic Radiance down, they lock down with the Wombo and the Cataclysm, and this time the final chip to make it the lockdown, but damage negated, preemptive ult as you wanted to see, Raz, and Top Esports have timed it perfectly.
Now they can push up the next wave. Take a look at how low ADD is here. He either picks up bot lane wave or has to back entirely. Makes it so Top Esports can just focus on this inner mid lane tower.
And as we're talking about health, Top Esports are full health again because LokeN's at that point where he's just healing so much alongside flashes for the crescendo, and Kuro starting to regret his decision there. XinMo gets out in time, but this turret and the next look to be falling.
All right. I think they're doing a smart thing, just finding their back times here. But man, Top Esports are getting some movement across here.
Even when they were down so far, ADD starting to feel the pain in the bottom side as well. So this for BLG has suddenly turned so harsh just when they were finding their window into this second game.
Yeah, crucial moments around Dragon Rift Herald really pushed it in Top Esports' favor. But take a look at this. Of course, power into immediate, preemptive, ultimate from Taric, able to find that engage. Of course, even further, I know this is going to be a pretty long replay if we talk about the holistic view. Thankfully,
we don't get it.
I can talk about it then.
Okay.
Was just the fact that Vladimir is no longer going to be a part of the play. He either needs to base or just needs to invest in the fact that he's not going to be a part of a fight, a future fight. So it's up to Sivir in that case to be able to make the decision, take the risk on pushing through mid and maybe defending the inner turret, or just back away and concede. It's much smarter to back away and concede, but obviously at this stage, BLG needs to start taking some risks.
Jinjiao gets caught. This is part of the problem in the fight so far is, yes, 2-item Sivir, but so much to spell shield here on the side of Top Esports. So relying on Jinjiao a lot, but it's really up to BLG to be part of that front line so that he can start hammering away.
Yeah, double Lich Bane as well. We have a pretty good spot here for Top Sports. I think at this stage, it's going to be a game about dragons. I know the next Dragons is Cloud, but if you can stack it for yourself, Top Esports, then you're going to be in a really good spot for Elder.
But as we talk about, Dragon's a good bait for the Baron, which Top Esports are walking up to.
Here we go, though. They're going to start on immediately.
This is blind as well. So there's a thought that BLG are going, hang on a minute. Top, where are they? Baron's being started, and BLG haven't made the move yet.
All right, they're able to see a little bit with that blue trinket now. They have to just get moving.
On the hunt, but the hunt for Walker's Baron's almost dead. They jump in, the steal doesn't come through. Meteor's by himself, he void rushes to waste a bit of time into the stopwatch, but now for BLG, they come in for the re-engage, but not before Meteor drops. 4 versus 5,
Ooh.
Knight flashes over, Protobelt into the abscond of Duck, into the Cataclysm, Skadunk down. Top Esports land on top of them, they dazzle and snazzle them as well. A double kill going to the mid lane, Knight, and Top again. Can't be bloody stopped. ADD walks down, but he gets parlayed for the finish. A full-blown ace, clean as you will for Top.
36 seconds on Kuro and the rest of the squad. Wonder how far they're going to be going, but a huge team fight win from Top Esports. Just got to love the go-to play from XX to just nail them in the Cataclysm.
5 seconds till the wreck side. Top are walking up the mid lane. And with the Baron buff, you're right, Raz. Going to be hard to stop this momentum.
Smarter for them to move towards the bot lane, though. They already have movement in towards the bot lane inner tower. All right, he's going to be able to pick that up himself, so going to take it safe here. At this point, Top Esports feel unstoppable. You got to love it. The game, at some point, the mid-game was going back and forth, but there was no vision in the side of BLG. BLG had to utilize that one blue trinket to see the fact that it was already at 6k HP, and they made that move, and it was actually really close. They very much could have gotten it, but this nailed it for Top Esports.
They just kept going forward. This is what I love about Top Esports. Confidence out of Knight, out of XX. They weren't stopping until they got on top of that back line.
Yeah, this has been a testament to, gotta love that one, to the team's ability to be very disciplined around the vision that they do have. I mean, whenever they have it, of course, you were talking about the split between the Dragon that was available, the Baron that's up. They have their vision towards Baron. They've been playing in that side of the map pretty consistently, so they know the ward's just not there. That they just move for it. They actually kill it really quickly with the double HP that they have for themselves, so this game's looking real good for Top.
Majai Soul still on Knight in the mid lane, by the way. 10 stacks and counting. You were pointing out the want of Sterix Gage for 369. Well, he picked that up in the last fight. BLG, this is what they can do. Find a pick onto Knight, who has the ultimate of Sivir on the hunt. He jumps on a Meteor with the Void Rush here. He locks him down mid-air. Knight's taken 1, he's taken 2! He's going for the 3rd! They lock him down, but as he goes golden, get ready, because the Kingslayer's going to heal him up. Can't use it in time. But meanwhile, Top are just ending the game off that insane play.
Desperation from BLG, and they're getting rocked. They're going to end the game.
Cosmic radiance from the skies, from the heavens. This team looks blessed by someone above. They pick up 1 kill onto ADD, and this game is coming to the end. Our rivals representatives, our 4th seed of China, are doing this to a potential playoff team. Next stop, Korea.
That was damn good. From Knight in particular. You take a step